Greetings, this is Greg for Tesla Fan Insight. Today's talk focuses on a concept that's called a loss leader and managing loss leaders for big companies to stay away from bankruptcy. Bonjour, wie geht's? Wir stehen noch immer auf zwei Beinen. Zdravstvuyte, ni hao ma. This is Greg for Tesla Fan Insight. One of the sort of interesting elements of business is a concept called a loss leader. So how this deals with Tesla is the fact that to date Tesla has been a very high-end $100,000 car type of company. This has given sort of a space for other manufacturers to operate in where they really mostly don't compete with Tesla and therefore aren't impacted by what Tesla is doing. The Model 3 represents a huge change because so many more people can afford a $27,000 or a $35,000 vehicle. This starts to cut into the heart of the industry. And I believe that if Tesla can get volume before competitors can respond, I think there are a number of companies that will start going out of business. The clearest illustration of how this process has been working is the fact that the CEO of Chrysler Fiat made the statement in a speech that he would appreciate it if you wouldn't buy his electric Fiat Chrysler because he loses $15,000 on every vehicle. As we've covered previously, they're required to have these EVs available in order to have the right to sell, heavy polluting trucks, for example. And so this may or may not change under the Trump administration, but basically it's a way for the auto companies to sort of get leeway to keep polluting by providing EVs. And so it's really just a loss. They're taking the loss as a way to get the right to make money on auto vehicles. The question that starts to pop up is what happens when Tesla and other EV manufacturers enter the realms in which they're actually making money. So Tesla's, pickup truck product isn't there yet, but something like that could threaten companies like Ford or GM that rely on those pickup truck sales to make money when they can't make money on small cars, etc. So I think this is sort of a sad, interesting problem because there are a lot of people's jobs who rely on these major internal combustion engine producing companies for their livings. And based on moves made by these firms, they don't seem to sort of take the threat all that seriously. And this loss leader technique is working, but what do you do when the loss leader technique you've been using is sort of wiped out by there being solutions showing up at every price point? I think the answer to this is that there's a distinct possibility that half the auto manufacturers in the world will go bankrupt, and Tesla is helping to precipitate that process. I'm hopeful that the response will be way better in the future than we've seen, but they may be too late to respond because it takes time to create the battery and vehicle solutions necessary to respond to the threat. So stay tuned. I just think it's an interesting problem that pops up, which is the loss leader technique isn't going to work anymore once there's volumes of Model 3s on the road that compete with a broader range of the product line of these companies.